What's going on, guys? This is the most remarkable gamer Remarks here, and right now I'm bringing you guys another gameplay and commentary on the map raid. I'm playing Domination using the AN94. I do pretty good. I get one swarm and puppies, and then I choke it 2 more times. So I could have easily had over 100 kills, but I choked it as usual. I go 59-6. I start to camp in the beginning. I'm not too sure why. I think it was just because I was so close to my swarm and I didn't want to choke it like I always do. But I start to play more objective, and I get my teammates to victory, and I play a lot of objective, actually. So, yeah, what I really wanted to talk to you guys about today is the game. If you guys watch Game of Thrones, and you're caught up with it, the last episode, the Red Wedding, it was called. It was I don't know how to put this. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. It was something that I've never experienced and seen on television before. By the way, Game of Thrones is like easily one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Like, I know that's a lot to say, but it definitely is, because it is. It's just one of the best TV shows of all time, especially after that episode. But anyways, so yeah, this is a spoiler episode of Game of Thrones. So like, if you're just watching it, or you're like in this and you're not caught up or whatever, it's a spoiler, so don't click off this video if you don't want to hear it. But I'm just gonna be telling you guys my opinion about this, because there's a lot of opinionative videos about this last episode of Game of Thrones, and I kind of got inspired of this off Woody's gamertag. So forgive me if I repeat his words or something. Yeah. So basically, in this Red Wedding, Robb Stark the King of the North was supposed to marry one of Lord of Frey's daughters or granddaughters, but he didn't. He found another love in his life, apparently, and he married her, and they had a child already. So now he's saying, Lord of Frey is kind of tricking Robb Stark, one of your men has to marry one of my daughters and something like that. But Robb Stark, by the way, just wants them to be allies, and he wants his armies as well, so that they can build up and they can defeat the Lannisters. But basically what's going on is that Robb Stark has to take one of his men. I forget what the guy's name is, but they marry. He marries to a really hot chick, which is awesome. It's great. And then they're in the ceremony thing. They're in this dining room hall thing, and then they take the bride and the groom into a bedding ceremony, or whatever it's called. They basically just have sex. That's basically it. So it's a bedding ceremony, and then Catelyn Stark, the mother of Robb Stark, the mother of everything. Catelyn Stark kind of notices that one of Lord Frey's guards locks the doors, and she just feels like that everything is suspicious right now, and it's just crazy. It's really, really, really I don't know, suspicious. That's all I can put into words right now. But yeah. So right now she's just kind of confused on what's going on. What is she doing? And then at this time, while this is happening, Arya Stark is trying to find her mother, Catelyn Stark, but she can't get in there for some reason, because she has to sneak past the guards and the Hound. So yeah. So right now it's really crazy. It's really intense already. Yeah, already it's so intense. And basically what happens is that Lord of Frey does a toasting, and then this guy pulls out a knife, pulls out a dagger, starts stabbing Robb Stark's wife right in the stomach where her baby is, and she obviously dies because he stabs her multiple times. And then they just start killing all of Robb Stark's men, every single one of them in that hall right now. And then they shoot Robb Stark, they shoot Catelyn Stark. They don't die automatically yet, but yeah. So while this is going on, Arya is outside just waiting and looking at the men, and Lord of Frey's men just turn on Robb Stark's men, and it's insane. And then she sees that Robb Stark's direwolf dies because it's locked up, and they just shoot it, and it's absolutely crazy. If that direwolf was still alive, I bet you that Robb Stark would probably have lived. Same with Catelyn Stark. I bet you they would have both lived. But it's oh my god, it was so intense. So I haven't even got to the good part yet, but basically what happens is that Robb Stark Robb Stark is like just holding his wife as he is kind of dying, and then Catelyn Stark is like wounded in the shoulder, I believe, and then she grabs Lord of Frey's wife by the hair, and she says, "Let my son go, Robb Stark, let him go." And then basically he says, "No, I'm not gonna let him go." And then Catelyn Stark says, "I will kill your wife if you don't." And then he says, "I'll find another." So basically he doesn't even care for his wife right now, and yeah, that's kind of messed up. It's really jacked up. So right now Catelyn Stark is just standing there in shock, like Lord Frey just said that, like she has no hope right now. Robb Stark is just standing there. He's like, "Mother, I can't do anything. I'm just standing here doing nothing, and well, there's no hope for us." He's obviously thinking that. And then the guy, oh, I forgot this part. Yeah, so when they start stabbing the people, one of Robb Stark's captains, I think you'd call him, he turns on Robb Stark and everybody else. So he comes back with a knife and he goes up to Robb Stark after he's like, "Mother, we can't do anything." He says, "The Lannisters says their regards." The Lannisters send their regards. Yeah, that's what he said. And he stabs Robb Stark, and Robb Stark dies. And Catelyn Stark is just in shock. She just starts crying, and she slices Lord Frey's wife's throat. And she's just standing there, and she's like, "Okay, now I know there's absolutely no hope for me living and my son living," because he's obviously dead right now. But she just stands there, and then at the last seconds of the episode, she gets sliced in the throat and she dies. It's just absolutely insane. It was crazy. It was crazy for a person especially who hasn't read the books, because there's a lot of people who haven't read the books and they just watched the TV show. So it was insane. Now here's my opinion on it. I don't really, I had mixed opinions about this before I went into this commentary, but and when I was watching the episode itself. But it's crazy because I didn't like Robb Stark really that much. Well, I did actually, but now I don't. I don't really like him as much. Like, he wasn't a huge asset. Like, right now he's playing the Game of Thrones right now. He wants to get to the Iron Throne. It doesn't seem like he does. It looks like he wants to find true love and have a happy family, which I kind of understand, but you're playing the Game of Thrones right now. You want to get to the Iron Throne and avenge your father's death, and you're just sitting playing lovey kissy with some random lady who you made a promise to Lord of Frey and you broke that promise. So obviously something's up. You're gonna die or something. Something's gonna happen with you if you break a promise, and while you're playing Game of Thrones, you're gonna die. Obviously. This guy was such an amateur. I believe he's still a boy. He was not a man whatsoever. No, I don't care if he had like a full army or whatever. He was still a boy. He like found true love. He was like a little teenager trying to find true love, and he wasn't playing the Game of Thrones. He was out of it. He was trying to make a family, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm kind of glad he died as well. Like Woody's Gamertag says, if you guys seen that video, it's absolutely ridiculous that you would be doing that when you're playing the Game of Thrones. You want to win that throne. I mean, obviously, you have to be like Daenerys Targaryen. Like, she's not having any guy in her life trying to build up a family. She's trying to win that Iron Throne, the place where she deserves. And she has like a 10,000 men army of Unsullied, and it's insane. So you gotta be like her. She's like a great role model, obviously. Robb Stark, I'm glad you died. Now, Catelyn Stark, I'm not so sure about you. I think I'm kind of sad that you died, because you've made a lot of decisions. She's made a lot of decisions, like freeing Jaime Lannister. I thought that was a very smart decision that she made. But I don't know. I just didn't want her to die because I wanted Arya to get there, and it was just, oh my god, it was so insane. I didn't really want her to die. I wanted Robb Stark to die, and I didn't really care for his wife, though. But yeah, Robb Stark, you deserve to die. You had it coming, obviously. Now, Ari right now is just watching this happen, like, unfold outside of the actual hall where Robb Stark and his mother get killed. she's just outside watching. She watched the direwolf die, and then so she's just watching. She's waiting, and then the hound comes behind her, and she knocks him out. And he says it's too late, and he just takes her back. And oh my God, it's so insane. I like Arya Stark. I don't know why. I'm kind of a fanboyish, but yeah. Again, Robb Stark, you deserve to die. You had it coming. Alright guys, so that's my opinion about this Game of Thrones. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comment below, and subscribe if you want to see more videos similar to this. This has been Remarks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.